Hi friends, my name is Kim. Welcome to Healing Place Cottage. Welcome back to my kitchen. I am so happy to have you with me today. Today we're going to make a recipe from Weight Watchers' new complete cookbook. And I believe there are several versions of this, even though it's called the new complete cookbook. I have found this in an older version that has different recipes. We'll make something out of that sometime soon as well. But for this one, we're going to make chicken and broccoli rabe with polenta. And I already have the broccoli in the oven. It says to boil it. I prefer my broccoli to be oven roasted. So I have my oven set to 450 degrees. And I did what I've done with you previously. I took the broccoli rabe and I drizzled it with olive oil and then topped it with kosher salt and put that in to cook. So now what we're gonna do is start our chicken breast. And it says to heat our oil in a medium skillet. Turn it down just a hair. Oh, I'm out of oil. And we're going to take our chicken breasts, and this time it says to cut our chicken breasts and slice them in half. So rather than tell us to pound them out, which is what I normally don't do, I normally cut them in half. Now they're telling us to slice our chicken breasts in half. So I am going to only do half the recipe here. So it calls for 2 chicken breasts cut in half. And so I am going to do 1 chicken breast and cut that in half. I can hear my broccoli in the oven, the oil on that. I'm going to go ahead and wash my hands really quick. So the next thing it tells us to do is add our chicken and cook until browned, about 3 minutes per side. And then we also will need some onion. And it looks like some garlic as well. So today we're going to be making this recipe with polenta, and I have never actually had polenta. So this calls for our onion to be thinly sliced. So I've never had polenta. I've never even been much of a anything cornbread or anything with cornmeal fan until this year. My granddaughter loves cornbread, and she loves, what are they, corn dogs. And she always tells me that whenever she's with Pop, she has corn dogs. And so I started learning how to make cornbread, and it ends up that I now like it. So I think that that's what made me want to try this recipe with polenta, because I can now handle the taste of cornmeal. So I'm hoping that I enjoy this, but we'll see. So we want to let our chicken finish cooking, and we're going to get 3/4 of a cup of cornmeal ready. And actually, I'll just use the 1 cup measure. Now, I did find polenta in the bag, but all it is cornmeal. So, I did find that you can make polenta out of cornmeal by itself. That would be a much cheaper option. but it does take longer than using the actual polenta, because according to these instructions, we bring water and salt. Oh, we need to salt our water. So we bring our water and salt to a boil over medium heat, and then we're going to whisk in our polenta and reduce the heat. And we're going to cook slowly for about 5 minutes, stirring occasionally. I'm going to go ahead and add my polenta. And that was in, so this called for 3 cups of water, a teaspoon of salt, and 1 cup of polenta. The recipe in the cookbook called for 2 1/4 cups of water, and turning this down just a hair, 2 1/4 cups of water and 3/4 of a cup of polenta. So we'll let that go. See how we're doing with our chicken. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and put my onion in the pan. It says add onion, cook, stirring until softened, about 5 minutes. And then we're going to add our garlic. So we're going to need about a 1/2 cup of chicken broth. So let's see what specifically, I'm ruining these cookbooks by cooking so close to them. So we see transfer the chicken to a plate, add onion and cook, stirring until softened, about 5 minutes. So we're getting close. And then we'll add our garlic. Give that about a minute until fragrant. Goodness. And then we're going to add a 1/2 cup of chicken broth. Reduce heat to a simmer, and then we're going to cook until the chicken is cooked through. I'm going to add our garlic. Give our polenta another stir. I'm going to take a look at our broccoli. And I'm not sure if broccoli rabe and broccolini are the same thing. Every time I look up broccoli rabe at my grocery store, when I place my online order, it says broccolini. So I'm going to assume they're the same thing. If not, I think they're close enough. So the broccolini was $1.50. This chicken breast was not on sale today, but there were 3 in the package, and they were pretty decent size. You're to use 2 and cut them in half. And I believe it was $8, maybe $8.99, but I got the all-natural free-range chicken. So you would not have to do that. You could get a less expensive chicken breast without an issue. But I wanted to go ahead and get that. The polenta was not cheap. It was $4.50 for this little bag. Now, I know that cornmeal is definitely cheaper than buying the straight polenta. So this says that you cook about 5 minutes, stirring occasionally, remove from heat, cover, and let stand 1 to 2 minutes. So that's a lot quicker. It seems to me that when I looked up how to make polenta from straight cornmeal, it took 30 minutes. So you're really paying for the convenience of this. I'm going to go ahead and add some. About a half a cup of chicken breast. Half a cup of chicken broth. My words are escaping me today. And then we're going to get a lid. We're going to go ahead and add our chicken back in and add that juice. And we'll cover that. And we're going to add Parmesan cheese to our polenta. So it says, let's see if it says to whisk in the polenta, reduce heat and cook, stirring constantly for 5 minutes. Remove from heat and stir in half of Parmesan cheese. And this only calls for 1/4 cup of grated Parmesan cheese. I'm going to go ahead and remove it from the heat and add some parm. I'm going to add a little more just because I know that the cheese is what I'm going to like more than I'm going to like the polenta. So I'm going to go ahead and add that. And let that melt. I'm very hopeful about this recipe. So it says to divide it into 4 bowls. I'm going to check on my broccoli. I'm going to top with our broccoli. And then spoon chicken mixture evenly on top, sprinkle with remaining Parmesan cheese. So let's do that. Breast, and then give this a try. I'm going to grab a knife. It looks delicious. See, a little bit of everything on my bite. It's very hot. I think you can tell that. It's very good. Obviously, you can't go wrong with cheese, so I think that makes it even more delightful. But the broccoli is perfectly cooked. The chicken is perfectly cooked. You can taste the onions and the garlic. The chicken broth at the end helped moisten the chicken. It's very, very, very good. And as you can see, it didn't take long to put together at all. So I will absolutely make this again. I'm ready to have that second bite already. But I will absolutely make this again. To give you some of the nutrition facts. So this has 288 calories, 6 total grams of fat, 36 grams of cholesterol or of carbohydrate, 36 grams total carbohydrates. 4 of those are from sugar, so not bad on the sugar. 4 grams of fiber, so that would bring our net carbs down to 32. 24 grams of protein, so that's really good. Yeah, I think this is a winner, absolutely. And so my chicken, I spent about $3 on one piece, so $2.50 to $3 on one piece of chicken. I'd say there are at least 4 more servings of the polenta in this bag. So if that was $4.50, you're looking at about $1.10, $1.12 per serving. So we're at $4.12. We used half an onion, which is about 99 cents an onion. So about $5. Just a little bit of garlic, so just maybe $5.25. And my broccoli rabe, which was under $2. So you're looking at half the servings to be just under $7. So I don't think that's bad at all. If you have not already done so and you like this recipe and you like my channel, go ahead and hit the like button. The recipe, if I haven't mentioned it previously, I always put the recipe in the show notes that appear at the bottom so that you can either follow along with me as I go and write them down, or you can print them out after if you want to try a recipe, or jot them down that way. If you haven't subscribed to my channel already, please do so. It helps other people find me when they search for low carb and diabetic friendly recipes. And I look forward to cooking with you again soon. Take care, everyone.